Good morning. We're from Virginia Cooperative Extension. For those of you that aren't familiar with Extension, we do community development through educational outreach. There's actually an Extension office in pretty much every county across the country. We're a nationwide network. Here in Virginia, we're supported by 2 universities, Virginia Tech and Virginia State. And I work in commercial horticulture, and Ian works in family and consumer sciences, primarily in health and nutrition. What we're going to be talking about today are some of the resources of Virginia Cooperative Extension that can help with your marketing. So this is in regards to food safety. So food safety is important to everyone. One of the main things that we contend with is that when there's a food safety problem, it not only affects immediately the business and the profit of the person that's experiencing the food safety problem, but all of the businesses take a hit. There's a diminishing consumer confidence. And so we work really hard to make sure that our local food supply is safe, and we do that through 2 main ways. We are training our farmers in what's called GAP certification, which is Good Agricultural Practices. This is something that's being primarily buyer-driven. So usually what happens, or what's happening with the growers that we're working with, is that a buyer will come to them and say, we would like you to have this GAP certification. It's an assurance that this farm has gone through certain steps that minimizes the chance for food safety problems. So if you're in a production arrangement and you have a buyer that comes to you and says, we need to get GAP certification, we can help you with that. Another one is we have enhancing the safety of locally grown produce. This is what we call GAP Light, I guess. This is not a certification per se, but it does teach basic food safety practices for farm market vendors and also for farmers. So even if you aren't interested in going through that certification process, we can certainly share that information with you that conveys that basic information on food safety practices. Okay.
Hi, I'm Ian Pasquarelli. I'm a family and consumer sciences agent with Virginia Cooperative Extension. So I'll be working hand in hand with Kathy on things like the GAP certification as kind of the food safety piece. And so in regards to food safety, we also have programs that are a little more commercially driven, or if you're trying to open a food service, I'm sure some of you have heard of ServSafe certification. So there's 2 different courses for certification which I can offer, which are a shorter 3 to 4 hour course, which is just a safe food handler course, which is good for anybody that you might have working for you, any farm hands, any sort of service workers that you might have working for you. They're working in food environment. It's just a really good basic food safety knowledge course, 3 to 4 hours, and it really just covers all the basic food safety aspects. And then the more intensive course is a 16-hour course, which gives you food service manager certification. So it's a nationally recognized certification through the National Restaurant Association. And it's a 2-day, 16-hour course. At the end, you pass an exam. And it's real intensive food safety information. And if you want to open a food service or if you want to serve food to the public, you have to have either this or its equivalent. There's about 2 or 3 other courses you could take. But this course gives you your nationally recognized certification.
All right, the next one is Going to Market. This is a publication that we have worked to put together. We started getting a lot of questions a few years ago. Folks would come to us and say, I want to sell jams and jellies or some meat or eggs. What do I do at the farmer's market? And so we have taken the VDAX regulations, our state laws, and distilled it down into this publication. So if you are interested, we have copies. It's also on the VDAX website. So that you can find it. It breaks it down according to information you need for labeling or temperatures that you need to keep the foods at. It just has it all in this one publication. So like I said, I have copies, or you can find it on the VDAX website. It has some good information on it as well.
So the Food Innovations Program, this is a resource that we have through Virginia Tech. So this is located at the Virginia Tech campus in Blacksburg. And essentially, it's a program that we've developed there. It's run by Dr. Carly Bacon. And this provides you with information, training on food safety, training on product food regulations that you need to know if you're interested in producing food for the public. It also goes over just any general concerns with starting a food business. And so through the Food Innovations Program, we have the Better Process Control School, which is just an intensive training which goes through, it trains you how to process foods correctly. Mainly deals with acidic process and high acid canning, I believe. And if you want to learn more information about this, you can navigate through the Virginia Tech website and find it, or your best bet is just to Google Food Innovations Program Virginia, and that'll bring you right to the information.
We're going to hear more about this from Allie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I figured
Yeah.
that you might have heard of this before. I just had the pleasure of visiting this last week. They had an open house. So this is a commercial kitchen, and I think Alec, I'm sure, can tell you more about it. But it's a great spot, and if you're interested in producing commercially for sale, they can help you with food labeling and all the regulations for getting your products canned and then out into the public for sale.
Okay, this is a class that we have coming up, let's see, February 19th. So Dr. Ferreira is a professor at Virginia Tech, and he came last fall and met with some of the managers at the Charlottesville City Market and the director of grower services at the local food hub and 2 of our local farmers. And Dr. Ferreira took that information, just sort of their input on what their marketing needs were, and we cobbled together this class. And so we're going to be, it's an all-day class talking about classics and emerging technologies. Dr. Ferreira is also going to be talking about web marketing and geo-marketing, some of the new ways that we are drawing people into ag businesses. So this is open and available to everyone. Please join us if you're interested and available.
So this is just another reference that we have on our website. This is through Virginia Cooperative Extension and Virginia Tech. Just a list of publications, anywhere from starting food business, regulations, food labels, acidified foods. These are some great publications. These are all research-based publications put out by specialists at the Virginia Tech University and through Virginia State University. And like I said, Dr. Carly Bacon, she runs the Food Innovations Program. If you just Google her name and VCE, you should be able to pull up all these publications on this information.
Okay, this is, for those of you that are involved in production, I just wanted to mention that we have a series of curriculum that are based towards our beginning farmers. There is a marketing component to this publication, the Introduction to Whole Farm Planning. So if you are interested in learning more about that, please let me know, and I'd be happy to share that curriculum with you. A lot of what happens with folks, especially when they're first starting to get involved in a new business, is that they have a lot of passion and a lot of ideas, and they're really excited. It's sort of this energy, and this curriculum helps to sort of channel it into a way that you can start to move forward instead of just sort of this massive ideas and you don't really know where to begin. I certainly know what that's like. It's an exciting time, but this curriculum helps to break that down and help you find a clear path forward. The last thing here, again, from a production standpoint, just wanted to make you aware, if you're not already familiar, that we have some services at Tech. Diagnostic, we have sick plant clinic. If you have plants that need diagnosing, we can certainly offer that service to you. You can bring it to our office. We're just on 5th Street Extended. Or if we don't know what it is, we send it down to the lab. That's a free service. So any of you that want to do that, please take advantage of that. Also, same for insects. And for soil testing, if you are in need of knowing what this particular crop, whatever it is that you're growing, what fertilizer and lime it needs, we can run that. That's also a free service as well. So just wanted to make you aware that those are available through the university. This is our contact information. We're also in the speaker bio, so it has the same information there. I appreciate your time. We're going to be around at the break, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Thank you.